And today's feast, of course, honors all the saints, those that are canonized, like St. Bridget and St. Francis, and those that are not canonized, like maybe someone you knew who was very saintly and holy in this life and has become a saint in the presence of God. The saints are popular, of course, and they're most important to us Catholics. Our parishes are named after saints, and most of us are named after saints. We name saints patrons of certain things like accountants and bankers, firefighters and police. Saints play a large part in our Catholic life. We have stained glass windows of saints and statues of saints and holy pictures of saints. And when we hear those stories of the saints, we are inspired by their great deeds and we wish to imitate their heroic faith in God. The task of the church is to produce saints. And the Beatitudes that we heard in today's gospel give us the clearest guide as to how to attain heaven and so join those companies of saints. And when we hear the Beatitudes, of course, we are naturally drawn to them. We find that we want to live like this. We want to become peacemakers. We want to be merciful, to hunger and thirst for what is right. As we approached today's Feast of All Saints this week, our children in our 4th grade at our parish school, South Boston Catholic Academy, have been working on a class project, and each of them chose a saint to research. And I invited them along to this Mass, of course, today to celebrate with us and with you at home. They all agreed to dress up in their favorite saint and the saint that they researched. They look great today. I also asked them what interested them or what intrigued them most about the saint that they chose. And I can't read them all. There's 40 children here today from our 4th grade. But I have a few of them that I'll read. First is Bridget. She chose St. Bridget. Makes sense, right? And she said that St. Bridget was famous. She wanted to spread her word of God to everyone. And she is the patron saint of Ireland. And she chose her too because she is sweet and always thinking of others and teaching people about Jesus. Millie, she picked St. Mary Magdalene. And she is the patron saint of women. She is a disciple of Jesus. And she chose her because she was one of the first people on Easter Sunday to know that Jesus was the reason. She was also a very close friend of Jesus. Ollie picked St. Patrick, and I know there's a couple of St. Patricks out there, and he miraculously drove out all the snakes out of Ireland. And he is the patron saint of Ireland. A lot of his ancestors, a lot of Ollie's ancestors are from Ireland. And Alex, he picked St. Michael, and he picked St. Michael because he is the champion of justice, a healer of the sick, and the guardian of the church. And he's the patron saint, of course, of the military and police officers. And he said that he thinks he will learn a lot of things on this saint, and he wanted to dress up like them. And last is Madeleine. Madeleine chose St. Madeleine Sophie Barat. She was a French saint of the Catholic Church who founded the Society of the Sacred Heart. And St. Madeleine is the patron saint of educators. So this feast today honors all those saints. And boys and girls, you did a terrific job, and we're proud of you for researching these saints. As you learned, many of the saints turned away from sinful ways and became more and more Christ-like. And whether we're in the 4th grade or whether we're 80 years old, each of us has a brighter future as we too change from our ways that go against God and the love of God and to become saints that God calls each one of us. So All Saints' Day teaches us, of course, that by the grace of God here on earth, there have been many heroic holy ones in the past, and by that same grace of God, there will be many, many more years to come, and that we, all of us, can be one of them. So we thank God for the gift of the saints in our lives, and thank God for the gift of these children also.